Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we've got big updates on Ruben Amorim's historic debut with Man Utd, Lisandro Martinez clashing with Paul Scholes, and a major £75 million transfer decision on the horizon. Stay tuned. Ruben Amorim joins David Moyes in Premier League history books in first Man Utd game. It may not have been the start Ruben Amorim dreamed of for Manchester United, but the new Red Devils boss has already matched a Premier League record in his short time with the club. The 39-year-old's eyes could only have lit up when Amad Diallo provided the perfect cross for Marcus Rashford to coolly finish with less than 2 minutes on the clock at Portman Road. But unfortunately United were unable to sustain their threat. Rashford recorded just a single touch in the opposition area as Amorim's side produced an expected goals value of just 0.9. Omari Hutchinson's deflected strike denied Amorim 3 points on his debut, but the early moment of joy Rashford produced earned its place in the record books. The forward strike saw his manager become just the second permanent Premier League manager ever to see his side score within 2 minutes during their first game. Despite the vast turnover of managers in the division, it is a feat that has not been completed for more than 20 years. David Moyes was the last manager to go through the experience. On that occasion, David Unsworth produced an early goal to hand Everton an advantage against Fulham. The Toffees converted that lead into a 2-1 win, however, with Duncan Ferguson's strike ensuring that Steed Malbranque could only offer the Cottagers a consolation. Undoubtedly, Amorim would have preferred to come away with 3 points, even as his players get used to his tactics. The new United boss has enjoyed limited time with his players, and that saw the likes of Case Moreau and Christian Eriksen start ahead of Manuel Ugarte. The absence of Lisandro Martinez ensured that Noussair Mazraoui had to be employed in a back three, alongside Matthijs de Ligt and Johnny Evans. With a busy run of fixtures to come, Amorim conceded some adjustment is still being made. "I think my players were thinking too much," said the ex-Sporting CP coach following the game. "We lost some balls without pressure. But they really tried and they want this. You guys are so lucky because you have the best league in the world," he added, when speaking of his first experience of the Premier League. "But today I don't feel much because I just want to win games." Man United news. Transfer target drops hint on future as flop backed to turn fortunes around. Manchester United are building up to Sunday's huge Premier League clash with Tottenham. The two sides sit next to each other in the Premier League table, having both endured awful seasons. Ruben Amorim will be desperate for a win, having tasted victory just 4 times in the top flight since replacing Erik ten Hag as manager. While there is still 14 games to go of the league season, attention is already turning to the expected summer overhaul. Amorim is set to make a raft of signings at the end of the season as he changes the face of his squad. And one transfer target has now appeared to confirm that he would be keen to join the Red Devils. Here, Mirror Football rounds up all the latest Manchester United news. Target speaks out. Bologna star Sam Bukima has revealed he regularly watches Manchester United matches in a hint over his future plans. The defender has impressed for the Italian side this season, attracting the attention of a number of top teams. "Josh and I are always in touch, even this morning. We don't just talk about football, but about life. I always watch Manchester United," Bukima told Gazzetta dello Sport. "We have a chat with him and Doy and others. There's a really strong friendship between all of us. There was a chemistry between us, which still exists today, huge, unique." Keane makes admission. Roy Keane has revealed that he doesn't support United, despite his long history with the club. Keane was memorably the Red Devils skipper for a number of years, winning many trophies. In retirement, he has become a successful pundit, regularly criticizing his former club. But the Irishman has denied he has any real affinity for the club. He told the Stick to Football podcast, "I don't have that affinity with the clubs I've played for. I don't support Manchester United. I don't support Nottingham Forest. I have more of an insight with how it works at the club and the expectations, but I wouldn't say that I'm a fan. Their results don't make or break my weekend. I wouldn't go home going, 'Get in there, that was a great win.' I'd be looking at it in a professional way." Malacia backed for success. United flop Tyrell Malacia has been backed to succeed on loan at PSV Eindhoven. Malacia cut his nightmare at Old Trafford short by joining PSV on loan, with former Netherlands boss Dick Advocaat tipping him to turn his fortunes around. I know that he hasn't played for Manchester United for almost a year and a half, but this boy has a good head. At Feyenoord, I saw that he is made of the right stuff. I am convinced of that. Tyrell is a real winner. As a trainer, I didn't have to say too much to him, he said. In addition, he fits in with PSV, which is a good club for him. Tyrell is good on the ball, can be important in attack at PSV in Boss's game. And don't underestimate his defensive qualities. Here in the Netherlands, he can become the player. Lisandro Martinez hitting back at Manchester United legend Paul Scholes was not a good look. It seems like there's never an ordinary day at Manchester United, and Lisandro Martinez recently had a pop at Paul Scholes because the 50-year-old said something the Argentine did not like. Even when he's fit, he's not good enough to win the Premier League with, said Scholes about Martinez on a podcast appearance. While also questioning the signing of Matthijs de Ligt, Martinez responded, "This jinx guy is really hurting. You put him in Argentina, he wouldn't survive." Scholes would have laughed if someone showed him Martinez's response. He is an 11-time winner of the Premier League. He won the Champions League twice. He made more than 700 appearances for United, and he will be remembered as one of the finest midfielders the sport has ever seen. Martinez is a World Cup winner, something Scholes didn't come close to achieving during his career. But the defender is now part of a United side that is currently 13th in the Premier League table. Ruben Amorim described this United team as maybe the worst in the club's history, so it's probably not a good look for members of that squad to be hitting back at club legends. It's certainly not the end of the world that Martinez responded, and he's entitled to his opinion. Scholes won't care about his comment, but United's current crop can't really defend themselves when they're complicit in such a horrendous season. The worst United team Scholes was a part of was in 2001/2002 when United finished third in the Premier League table, 10 points behind champions Arsenal. The best team Martinez has been played in at United finished third in the league in 2022/2023, 14 points behind champions Manchester City. United were also affected by Sir Alex Ferguson announcing he was set to retire before the beginning of the November 12th season. "I think a lot of them had put their tools away," said Ferguson years later. Scholes played a crucial role in United's most successful era, and is better placed than most to give an opinion about whether a player is good enough to challenge for a Premier League title. Martinez might have been offended by the comment, but he needs thicker skin. United are the most scrutinized club in the world, and Martinez knew what he was signing up for when arriving from Ajax. The best way to respond to such comments is by performing on the pitch. Martinez has been ruled out for the remainder of the season with a knee injury, and his headspace might not be in an ideal place, which might also explain why he popped back at Scholes on social media. Some supporters have questioned whether the opinions of United's legends have become unhelpful, but the reality is, they only make harsh comments when United are underperforming. If United were fighting for the league title and competing in the Champions League, there would be no negative coverage and every club legend would be singing the current players' praises. Man United face £75 million transfer decision as Jamie Carragher makes brutal prediction. Manchester United face Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. Kickoff, 4:30 p.m. United narrowly beat Leicester City 2-1 in their previous match last week in the FA Cup thanks to a late goal from Harry Maguire that was controversially allowed despite the defender being offside. The Reds will aim to heap further woe on Ange Postecoglou's Spurs, who were recently ousted from both domestic cups and currently sit one spot below United, at 14th. In the Premier League standings. United will also have their sights set on their upcoming FA Cup fifth-round tie against Fulham next month, and a pivotal Europa League last 16 encounter. Triumph in either tournament would ensure European football at Old Trafford for next season, with the latter offering a coveted spot in the Champions League. With all that said, below are some of the latest media reports surrounding the Reds as well as a view on each one. Lukiba links. German outlet Bild reports that the Reds have expressed an interest in RB Leipzig's young French centre-back, Castello Lukiba. Lukiba has a reported £75 million release clause in his current Leipzig contract. It is rumored that the 22-year-old, who only joined the Bundesliga side from Lyon in 2023, is preparing for a mega deal this summer, opening the door to United. Isaac Selican of the Manchester Evening News says, There is surely no way United will spend £75 million on a new centre-back this summer. Those funds need to be used for a striker, and even then, they may not be able to spend anywhere near that figure. Carragher's prediction. Jamie Carragher has slammed the current state of both Man United and Tottenham ahead of their meeting in North London this weekend. I mean, this is like two pub teams, isn't it? It is, isn't it? I mean, what is this? The Red Lion versus the Dog and Duck, he said on the Overlap US podcast. You know what Man United do okay away from home in sort of big stadium, but Tottenham beat them a few weeks ago. I think this will be 1-1 because I think Man United will go there, but their back five sit there, try and make it awkward, try and mix up them. And I'm not sure Tottenham have got enough to score a few goals, even the energy. And I don't think Man United have got the quality. I'm gonna go 1-1. Isaac Selican of the Manchester Evening News says, it's hard to disagree with Carragher on this. No two clubs have underperformed more than United and Spurs this season. Not many will be calling it a Super Sunday,